Can psychedelics actually help to strengthen your nervous system? Yes and no. I'm going to give the pros and the cons. I have experience with this. I've experienced both sides, the positive and the negative. So let's do the positive first. When I first tried San Pedro cactus, I was in Peru, and I felt like I found my medicine. I was like, this is the panacea. I'm done. I made it. Thank you, God. I'm just done. It was that good. And so I continued to do it for like some years. I would do it minimum twice a week. It's too much. And I had good realizations from this, spiritual nature. It calmed my nervous system down. I felt like I found it. Well, what happened? And this is the pitfall. This is the thing. With any external chemistry, any external anything that we're doing, if we have false dependence too much on an external thing, it's going to backfire. That's like the law of life. It has to happen because our nature is to be self-contained. Not that we don't use anything. We're going to still eat and drink and even, there's no rule. I can't tell anybody, alcohol's bad. Smoking weed's bad. Psychedelics bad. Depends on you. Depends on your consciousness. It depends on, are you abusing it or not? This is what it depends on. So I abused it because I'm an addict by nature. That's what I do. And what ended up happening is it started to go the other way. So it used to balance my nervous system and give me a nice sense of calmness and quiet my mind, but then did the opposite. It started giving me so much energy, man, that I couldn't even, it's just too much. It started frying my nervous system. Nervous system was short-circuiting. It was too much electricity. It's like that movie, Jason Statham, where I always forget, but he needed constant dopamine, adrenaline hit to function and keep his heart going. But he was frying his nervous system. So that's what happened. And so I couldn't sleep good. My appetite got bad. I was anxious, anxiety. I was overly sensitive, like excessively sensitive. Having a sensitive nervous system, I'm going to make a video, the benefits of that, because there's benefits. But you don't want to be, there's sensitive, there's excessively sensitive. See, like some people say, oh, I can't be around their energy, I just go crazy. No, that's not a positive thing. You need to be more strong. Yeah, the mind will justify and say, oh, I'm just so high level, I just can't be around hardly anything. Yeah, you want to be stronger than that. Doesn't mean you want to go into those situations voluntarily, but if you find yourself there, it's like, okay. Or some people, if they cough, and the other person, oh, no, man, like, have some trust in existence. So my nervous system started spasming, and because too much current, I needed to stop doing it. But I was like dependent on, I liked it so much because I told you when I first did it, it was just awesome. And so the tendency was to keep doing it, but I needed to stop. And it became very clear one day, and I just stopped. And there wasn't any withdrawal or anything. Like, this medicine doesn't do that. It's not like alcohol or marijuana or any of those things. But it took me a couple years to recover, for my nervous system to recover back to its, you can say, state it was in before I started short-circuiting it with this psychedelic plant medicine. So that's what can happen. That's the moral of the story. Can it help? Yeah. But does it even really help? Because if it balances your nervous system only when you're doing it, but then you stop doing it and it doesn't, is it helping? Or is it actually hurting you in the long run? That's why I don't have a channel on plant medicine. I was going to make one. I got 3 channels, though. It's enough. I'm glad I don't want to make one. But the reason I felt I didn't want to make one, besides I just didn't want another channel, is I, you know, I'm not a strong proponent of plant medicine like I am with preserving your sexual energy or a spiritual practice. Those two things are good for you, period. They're good for everybody, actually. Not everybody has to do them, but they're good. Plant medicine, it's like, yeah, no, maybe, depends, it depends on you. It can give some spiritual experience, some expansion. It's good for experience, actually. This is what it is. We're here on this planet, we're here in life to experience things. It can be a nice experience if that's your archetype and you're drawn to those things. But if you have a false hope, see, I want to share this with those, because they get excited sometimes when I start talking about my experience with plant medicine, because it sounds like I'm a real proponent of it. And yeah, I am and I'm not. Like, okay, it just depends. But to say that it's going to heal you, unless your condition's very superficial, or it's just kind of just, you just need a little something. Okay, it might can do that. There's flies everywhere. It might can do that. But if you got something like on the level of like a nervous system disorder, it's not gonna restore you back to like default settings when you were a baby if you didn't have it then. No, it's not gonna do that. The real work, the real balance and stability that we're actually looking for, nothing can give that except our own like inner looking and willingness and passion we have to transcend this human nature. When it comes right down to it, it has to be like that. These things outside of ourselves, they can be tools, they can take us out of trouble a little bit once in a while or something, but the real deal has to be done inside. See, I realized that, but I had to try all this stuff first. So, am I saving you time by sharing my experience with you? It depends how hard your head is. If somebody was sharing this with me back in the day, would I have listened? I don't think I would have. I would have been like, I don't know. Some of us, we need to go experience it. But I'm trying to say, yeah, it's not like some permanent solution like the psychedelic medicine. It can feel like it, and it can. You might think that or feel like that for some years, but at some point, your higher awareness is going to make you realize, you know what, I got to do this work inside. So that's the message. Do it if you want to do it, if you feel drawn to do it. That might be your karmic destiny. You need to go experience those things. It's fine. It was mine. So I don't know how these words are going to benefit the people watching it. You have to tell me. But it must be beneficial on some level. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making them, And some people leave questions, long questions and stuff. This is deep stuff, this nervous system disorder. And if you're taking meds and like, I can't answer all that in a comment. If you want to do a consultation with me, then you're welcome to do that. My business email is in the description below, so you can check that out. Or if the videos are sufficient, good, All right. See you next time.